Hi witches, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be exploring some diaries, journals, planners, almanacs. We do this every year, usually in January. This year I'm doing it in December over on Patreon so that people can get organised for the new calendar year. And this video will go out in January at some point over on YouTube. So if you're wondering which witchy planner or journal or diary or almanac or all of them to go for 2006, then stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome back to the video. Thank you for being here, thank you for watching. As you know, I'm Ren, I'm the Cemetery Witch, and as I said in the intro, we are looking at my choices for diaries, journals, planners and almanacs for 2026. Now, I'm not going to be able to use all 6 of these. I just wanted to show you some options. We've actually got 4 that I've never shown on the channel or to you guys before. So that's really, really exciting. There's 2 that I do usually use, and I'm going to be showing those for the purposes of people who've never seen those products before. So yeah, we're going to do them one at a time. Let's get started. So first up, we have the Almanac. This is a seasonal guide to 2026, and it's described as the original and best-selling almanac. It's by Lia Leendertz, and it is the original and the best-selling. I picked this up for $12.99, so it's not expensive, and it's just really helpful for all sorts of seasonal information. So in the front, you can see we've got the calendar for the year just laid out so you can see which day's which, and then each month starts off with, there's a little bit of introduction at the beginning, but each month starts off with a list of important and special and holy dates. And then as it goes through the month, it usually covers things like sunset and sunrise times, the night sky, the moon, and then there is extra stuff for each month as well. So things like mantras, recipes, the tree ogam, just gorgeous little snippets throughout. There is, for example, a woodland tale for January. So there'd be something a little bit different, an extra of some kind for February, but it does always feature what the moon's doing, what the sun's doing, and any special dates. Usually there's some gardening by the moon, that kind of thing. There is a ribbon to mark the page, which I really like. You know, if it's February and you want to keep going back to February, you want to use the ribbon just as you go through the year. It's so worth the money. I've kept all of these, the last 6 previously, because they contain such good information. Now, there's no diary in here. It literally is just seasonal information. There's poems, there's verse, there's folklore, there's information on certain plants or trees. It's just a collection of information, but it goes alongside worshipping the wheel of the year. You know, if you're somebody who deals with seasonal celebrations or celebrating the seasons or honouring them in some way, then this is a must-have book. And again, I don't think $12.99 is very much. It's best for moon dates and times, tide times, which are based on Dover, so you'd have to adjust those to your area. It tells you how to do that. And for special and holy days, it's really good for that. So moving on to the other one that you guys have seen before, but I'm showing in case you haven't seen this before, is Moonology by Yasmin Boland. This is even cheaper at £10.72. And like the almanac that we've just seen, there are no major changes to the format or the layout, which is really nice sometimes. You know, if it's not broke, then why fix it? This is a bit different in that it is a diary or a planner as well. There's a week to view. For me, because I have to pace myself and my energy and have to spread things out, I like to work a month to view. I've also got the kids coming every other weekend. For me, it's just helpful to do things a month at a time. When I was younger, I didn't mind a week at a time, but I think as you get older and you have to be a lot more organised, for me personally, a month to view works for me. So I use this purely for the moon information in it. So it covers every single full moon and new moon of the month. It's got lots of other moon related information in there. It talks about working with the energy of these moons. There's a lot on manifesting abundance and living consciously and intentionally. So if those things sort of are up your street, then this is a really, really good planner to have. It's best for anything to do with moon dates and times. It's best for moon lovers, anyone wanting to work with lunar energy, and anyone that wants a week to view, then it's perfect for you. Now, the next 4 I've never shown you before, so I'm really, really excited about this. And I don't know my way around these books too well just yet, so I have got notes just to sort of make sure I don't miss anything. But next up is the Astro Moon Diary. Now, I think this is, this is obviously a bit more of an independent publication, so you're going to pay more for a smaller item like this that isn't sort of mass produced in the way that the Almanac and Moonology are. So this was £19.99, so £20. It's by Astrocal, and this apparently is in its 17th year. And Astrocal, the person or the company or the group of people are now 21 years old, apparently. It's packed full of seasonal information, lunar information, astrological information. It has a month to view at the back. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, so it's got these pages here, and all 12 months are clumped together. So it does have that at least. However, I need a little bit more space, but this is really, really brilliant. And if you don't mind working a week to view, which it has, and then it's got all the information. It's got the moon rise, moon sets, same with the sun. It's got tons of astrological information. It's got information on the Sabbats. It's got stuff like the moon is near Saturn in the evening, and it will say that for that particular day, which is really, really helpful if you want to learn more about the night sky and about astrology and about the sun and the moon. It will say things like annular solar eclipse not visible from the UK. So it's telling you that it's going on, but it's telling you if it's not something that you are going to be able to see. So it's going to save some people a lot of time. There is space throughout for new moon wishes, which is really, really nice in the shape of the moon. It's got meteor shower information, planets that are visible, beautiful illustrations throughout, quite colourful in some ways, and the colours change as you go through the book. And this one is best for sky lovers, anyone interested in planetary magic and aligning their magical work with astrology and, you know, whichever sign the moon or the sun is in, for art lovers, and for a week today view. There is an awful lot packed into this little book, and there is a lot of very expert knowledge in here. So with that considered, I think £19.99 is actually a pretty good price. You're keeping an independent press going by the looks of it, and it's just super, super helpful. Really everything you need in there to be organised. So really, really love that. Next up, I want to show you something completely different altogether, which is the Country Wisdom and Folklore Diary 2026. This one was again a lot more expensive. This was £17.15, and this has been created by Talking Tree Publishers, and there is a foreword by Anne-Marie and Richard. It doesn't really give any more information on who those people are, and it just mentions the publishers. This is full of folklore and all sorts of interesting information throughout. There's numerology, there's poems, there's places, there's recipes. There is actually the moon and sun rise and set times, which is really, really helpful. There's a quote at the bottom, quote at the bottom of each page, just here. So this one says, bleeding of a wound can be stopped instantly by laying a cobweb over it. I don't know how true that is. I imagine that's probably true. It's just gorgeous and colourful. This came flying out, which was a little postcard to say thank you, which is really, really nice. And I'd say that this one is best for a week to view, for folklore lovers, for nature lovers, for anyone that's sort of really into sort of that gentle earth energy or colour, those kind of vibrations. and somebody who wants a simple diary where there is like a reasonable amount of room for writing stuff down and for planning and for thoughts and things like that. So really, really like that one. Next up, we have another almanac. So again, this is just a book of information. This is the Sabbats Almanac. This costs $13.99. This is produced by Llewellyn's, and it actually runs from Samhain 2025 to Marbon 2026. So this actually starts to, you know, and ends where the Celtic year starts and ends. So it depends how you feel about that. You'd be needing to buy another one at Marbon, so in September next year. But anyway, I love this. There's loads of information, loads of rituals, loads of recipes, loads of crafts, loads of folklore, some really, really nice illustrations. Let me see who illustrated this. It might be Chris Down, actually, come to think of it. Interior art, oh no, it's Carolyn Vibbert. I think Chris has possibly done this one before. It's got lots of like arts and crafts projects that are easy and low cost. It's got an overview of astrological influences. It's got rituals for groups and individuals, customs and traditions. There's more than 50 articles in here, so one per week if you like. It's a black and white print, so there's not much in the way of colour. It's got a gorgeous cover, and I think this one is best for seasonal celebrations, understanding the Sabbats and planning festivities. So putting this alongside a basic planner or diary or journal is going to work really well. You know, these two would work really well together. This would work really well together. Yeah, I probably wouldn't put the two almanacs together. I mean, this is more sort of like dates and times of specific things, like, you know, the sunrise, the sunset, the tides. This is more sort of like pagan information on the festivities and honouring the Sabbats and celebrating the Sabbats. And then this would work really, really well with just like an ordinary planner, which is what I'm going to be showing you next, except this planner is not ordinary at all. Now, I paid £25 for it plus I don't know whether the extra was postage or a bit of VAT or something. Anyway, it came to £26.49. This is my 2026 planner by Papier for next year, and I'm so excited about this. It has my name on it. So I've chosen this beautiful Art Deco design. The colours are just so me. This sort of aquamarine blue with the plants and the green is just me. And when you go to check out, it asks you to type in your name. So it says Ren Harris here. There's so many designs. There's a week to view, and it literally just is huge pages with space, but it does have the month to view that I want. I wouldn't purchase this if it didn't have a month to view. However, they are, I think they're all at the front. Yeah, they're all at the front, which is a little bit weird because it means I'm going to be using the front and perhaps not the back so much, but then I can use the back perhaps to write myself to-do lists and stuff like that, which would be really handy actually, because normally I do it on a piece of paper. There's loads of space at the back for notes. There's like grid paper there. There's actually, what's grid paper for? I can't actually, is it for doing sums? I can't actually remember. There's lined as well. So you get grid, you get lined, you get dots as well, which just reminds me of the game we used to play at school, where you used to make boxes and put your initial in it, and the one with the most boxes won. It's got this monthly section at the beginning, which is your goals, a space for priorities and new habits and to do, and then notes. And then at the front, it does have, it says diary, if found please return to, and then it does actually have a section on personal information. So I guess if you're found, you're injured or whatever, or you've been in an accident or you lose your bag, there is information here that you can fill in. Perfect for someone stealing as well though. It's got name, date of birth, address, postcode, phone, oh, in case of emergency, which is name, contact, address, postcode, relationship, medical notes, which is really good. And then even a space to put a little photograph of you and then additional details over here, which is really good really. And if you're a bit of a neat freak like I am, and you want to write these things down somewhere and there isn't a page, and you scribble them down but you've just squeezed them and you just feel like, oh, I've ruined my diary. But here there is actually a section for all this personal information, big enough to contain lots of information. I mean, really with this one you shouldn't need any extra scraps of paper, which I'm absolutely terrible for. I usually get my scrap of paper for the week and I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then my goals. But I think this year I'm going to actually write them in these days, actually write them sort of per week. And there's a section at the bottom for notes. So you get all 7 days and then notes, and then the diary for the month as well. So really, really helpful. I think this is going to be best for busy people like myself, anyone that likes something that's a little bit fancy, a little bit bougie. It's got my name on it, month to day, and just something really, really grown up. And I think that you could probably twin this with any of these books to create something that works for you and how you celebrate your witchcraft year, or how you plan your witchcraft year. When I say witchcraft, by the way, I mean if you're a druid as well, or any kind of magical practitioner who uses the energy of the seasons. It's just easier for me to say witchcraft, but I'm talking to as well if you are a shaman or something else altogether. Yeah, you could pair this with any one of these books or any combination of these books. I think it would be a lot to really use all of them, and expensive. I think really you need to sort of decide what your year looks like, what the shape of your year is, and then go with it. I use books a lot, obviously, for information, for planning stuff, for researching stuff, but really I just want to be carrying with this in my bag. If I've got to go somewhere, it's going to be this one. So really, really excited about that. I'll put all the information down at the bottom of this post so that you can look up these companies or you can look up these books. But yeah, really, really thrilled with the Papier diary this year. And the reason I've got this, I didn't tell you that, did I? The reason I've got this planner, I forgot to tell you, is because Ecolo don't seem to be doing just the planner that I liked that's just for the year. It was like half of 2025 and 2026. It was like an 18-month. But I don't want to start a book halfway through the year when I've already got a planner for that year. So I didn't want to have to buy one and then transfer the rest of the information for 2025 over and have 2026 as well. It's really weird. Maybe it was an educational one that ran September till September. I couldn't quite work it out. I didn't have reams of time to spend working it out, but when you go on their website, they all say 2025 to 2026. And I didn't want that. I just wanted a 2026 planner. So Ecolo, I'm sorry guys, you've lost my what's the word I'm after? You've lost my money. I've now gone over my patronage. I've now gone over to Papier, and I'm so happy with this. So excited actually to use this. And it's almost going to be like I'm nervous to write in it for the first time, and then within a month it's just going to be scruffy scribble, isn't it? But one thing I really, really like about this as well is it has dates and times for all sorts of religions. It's got things like World Book Day, it's got International Women's Day, it's also got Ramadan ends at sundown, Eid starts at sundown, stuff like that. So I know that my friends who celebrate different things to me, I know roughly when I should be getting in touch and saying have a happy day and stuff like that. So yeah, for example, it says here Islamic New Year ends at sundown, Islamic New Year starts at sundown. So absolutely brilliant. Highly recommend this one. So there we have it. Those are my picks for 2026. Obviously your picks are probably not going to be all 6 of them. It will be 1 or 2 of those, perhaps to work in tandem with each other. They're all very different and they're all very special in their own way. Let me know what you use, what you like to use. How do you know, what's your way of working your year? Do you have a planner like me and then perhaps an almanac or some other sort of information book to go on top? Let me know which ones you're going to go with for 2026. Maybe you've bought one already that isn't one of these 6. Maybe you've got several of these. I would absolutely love to know. Let me know in the comments. If you have got this far, please subscribe. It really helps the channel, as does giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps show me to other people. Thank you for watching. Love and blessings.